Hey folks, welcome back here to the Vegas Don channel. We're here off of Stewart Avenue, the very far east end of Las Vegas. We just crossed over, well actually we just came off of Hollywood Boulevard. For our friends following along at home on your preferred map app, I've got a Dodge Ram over here that thinks it's race day as we race up to a stop sign. That's always fun. Very windy day here in Las Vegas. Winds are out of the south right now at about 22 miles an hour. Expected to be like that for the rest of the evening, this evening, up until like 4 in the morning tomorrow morning. Time right now is about 3:15 in the afternoon. Nirvana Drive there on the right. I live on Nirvana Drive. Gold Sunrise Lane. We have Beasley over here on the left for Pam Beasley. Just kidding. If it's your first time to the channel, welcome. We drive around and show you Las Vegas, the Vegas that most folks don't get to see, as well as the glitz and glam of the Las Vegas Strip and Fremont Street. Well, as much glitz and glam as the Fremont Street can afford. This is Sloan Lane here, one of the washes, one of the many washes here in town, parallels Sloan up here. It's the washes are here because when it rains, the ground's too hard, water can't soak into the ground, so the water pools and puddles and ponds, and then we end up with flash floods everywhere, and then people think they can drive through it. So that becomes a huge hazard. So all the washes are designed to carry all the water out to Lake Mead, which is our primary water source here in Las Vegas. It's also the primary water source for Arizona or parts of Arizona and California. So we're battling with them over the water supply. Colorado River is supposed to bring us snow melt from the Rocky Mountains, but of course the snowfall in recent years has not been what we like to see. Oh, and by the way, there's a water shortage, but we keep approving new homes to be built all over town. But don't worry about that. Come and buy your home here. But there's a water shortage. Oh goodness. We're gonna make this left here. We just turned on to Christie Lane, by the way. So now we're on Christie. We're gonna turn a left here on Cedar. Just as soon as this little GMC will stop crawling out of the intersection. We have a middle school over here on our left. Tons of schools here in Las Vegas. You would think that we were like tops in the nation in educational achievements and outcomes, but that is not the case. This is Riata. There's a parked car on the side of the street with no tag on it, that Ultima back there. Go up here to Betty Lane. Betty Lane. Some yard refuse sitting there on the side of the road. Lots and lots of calls for service in this area here. Actually got recommended to me by a viewer. So we're in here. This is behind the Culinary Union off of Nellis Boulevard. And it has a lot of calls for service in here. Judging by the roadway hasn't been paved in a while, it appears. Again, lots of calls for service in here, lots of calls for police service. And looks like we can, oh, nope, this isn't gonna be a dead end here. So we will turn it around, turn the beat around. And head back eastbound for a moment here on, this says it's Carrie Ellen Lane, all one word. the facade on some of these buildings is worn off. Years and years of summer heat will certainly do that. And they have speed bumps in here. It's not quite the Win or the Encore. Go down here to the other side of the complex. This is Hageman Lane. Some interesting parking jobs in here. Very few trees in here. Not sure how the lighting is at night. I do see lights on the sides of the buildings here. Someone has a Pacifico sign up in their window. There must be a huge Pacifico beer fan. I'm gonna make a right here and go back towards Cedar. Make a right here on the Cedar. And there's another complex in here we'll take a look at. Looks like a homeless person's shopping cart over there. We'll go into here, more complexes. Again, tons of calls for service in here. So this is just behind Nellis Boulevard here. North of Stewart and south of Bonanza. We'll go ahead and turn it around here real quick. We'll have to come in here one night and check this place out. Temperature outside right now reads 77 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's not terribly hot or cold. Dumpsters right here at the front, the entrance to the neighborhood here. That always instills a sense of pride. Go over here. Make this right. Cars over here with no tags on them. This wall's all tagged up. Speaking of tags, got some couches and other furniture here. Looks like a futon frame. And this is just a little dead end here, so I will get out of this. But all these buildings looking the same. I'm not sure if this is a housing authority property or what the situation is here. Back east here on Cedar Avenue. You see Frenchman's and Sunrise Mountain Peaks there in the distance here at the east edge of town. It's the one thing about living on this side of town. You got some great mountain views if you're into Brown Mountains. But there's really no green mountains around here unless you go up into Mount Charleston, then you see some green mountains. And we have those videos on our video library, so feel free to check those out. Lots of pigeons on these buildings too. Someone must be feeding them. I'm gonna make a left here onto Walnut Avenue. Downtown Las Vegas is right there in the distance in front of us. You can see the Circa there. And we've got a building that's boarded up here, broken glass, plywood. Roof is missing. Yeah. Rental office there. Janice Brooks Bay, I guess is the name of this complex. Yeah. We'll go up here and make a right onto Damon Drive. Show you the neighborhood in here. Some older homes located in here. Not all too dissimilar from what we see on this side of town. Had a viewer comment and say that the east side is where, how did he put it? No one wants to live, but people live here. And there's never any improvements over here. That part, based upon just these videos that we do, I kind of have to agree with that. Drop a comment, let me know if I'm wrong there, but I'm definitely inclined to agree with that. It's like the county, because I don't think the city limits extend this far for Las Vegas, but the county runs this, Clark County, and it's like the city, or the county just doesn't care. They're like, well, no one says anything, probably because they're all working 2 and 3 jobs in this economy. So no one complains, and we'll just, you know, keep the status quo. And in the meantime, you get the commissioners on the board, the county commissioners, that all team up and do what they do for their campaign donors, like new contracts for the county and stuff like that. See dumpsters lining the roadway here on Betty Lane. Also, you can probably tell the road is not in the best shape here either. Brings us up here to Harris Avenue. GPS says this is Harris Avenue. The street sign there says Harris Street. Got another pair of cars coming here. Elementary school right here. We just passed like 2 elementary schools just in this drive. 228 elementary schools here in Clark County. This one's Stanford. And always bottom 5 top out in terms of educational achievements and outcomes. And no one says anything. That's the thing. That's why nothing ever changes, because no one complains. And if they do, they just give them the runaround and say, okay, yeah, we'll form a committee. We'll start a committee to take a look into things. And then the committee, after a year, and people forget about it, says, yeah, there's nothing we can really do, so we're doing all we can. Have a nice day. And by then, everyone who complained a year ago went on to other things and forgot all about it. There's never any action taken immediately. It's always you know, we'll form a committee and we'll take a look at it. No one ever makes a decision and says, look, this is unacceptable. A politician, for instance, someone in that position able to do so. I want to take a moment and say thank you all so very, very much for joining us. We really appreciate each and every single one of you. Please do like, follow, share, and subscribe to us on YouTube and TikTok if you haven't already. It helps recommend us to other viewers on YouTube and TikTok. It also helps recommend us to the almighty algorithm, and the algorithm is what really carries the weight of your voice to our other listeners and other viewers. So please do hit that like, follow, share, and subscribe. Also check out the merch of the Vegas Don channel. We got these long sleeve shirts now. The Vegas Don logo on top of the Las Vegas Strip skyline available. This may be something for yourself or your significant other. This is good for the cold weather time of the year here. So feel free to check that out. And a heartfelt thanks from all of us here at the Vegas Don channel. We really appreciate each and every single one of you. Again, we would not be here without you. So thank you for being here. And as always, remember here on the Vegas Don channel, it's the journey. We'll see you next time, folks.